Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and I am going from one video to the next. And so my hands are still pretty colorful from the last project. So if you're wondering what happened, that's what it is. I'm just going straight directly to the next video. And on this one, I'm continuing on what can you do on the backs of your blank pages on these digital kits when you print them out. So I've still got a few left. So on these, I'm going to do just some stenciling, nothing radical, and hopefully that's all dried. So I'm going to get, I've pulled out a couple of stencils that I like, and I will get to it. So I hope everybody is having a fun day today, working in your craft room or watching videos, whatever it is, doing both, crafting while you listen. And so I'm going to just use my Tim Holtz Distress inks, and let's see, I'm going to use this Ripe Persimmon. I always like to use two colors when I do stencils. I think it really adds to the interest on them. So let me take this off and get amber, I think. Fossilized amber is the name of it. Well, come on. Oh, this one just pulled off from the last one. Okay. These pads get worn out and they stick. Okay, here we go. So let's see if I can get that back where it was. There. This is kind of a delicate stencil. Got some really fine pieces of vinyl here. Okay. All right. Okay. And I'll just use the same one over here. Let's see, just in case I'll let it go off the edge just slightly. Okay. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll let that go. I don't think it matters right side up, but just in case. All right. Put this back in my little case. I resisted buying these boxes, these tins, for so long because I'm always trying to not spend money if I don't have to. And I'm kind of like, do I really need these boxes? But let me tell you, if you have a bunch of these, it really does help to have them in this box, and you want to store them upside down, and you always want to do a palette of what's in there so you know what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's see, where's my, let's see, here's another stencil I like. So I'll put that away, and then let's see. These are kind of neutrals. I'm going to try something I don't use very often. I'm going to use the Aged Mahogany. And I know that a dark red like this goes really well with like a light orange. So I'm going to use the dried marigold with that. So let me try that. See what that combination looks like. This is another one that's pretty delicate with these little flower cutouts. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, got the red on there. It was inevitable, I think. Yikes. Okay, let me just try the dark mahogany color here, just to add a little drama to it, if it needs it. Okay. And then I'm going to do it up here. I'm messing my flowers up. Okay, try back with the gold. Dried marigold that I've mixed red with. It's probably going to take a while to get the red off of that. Get those middle things there. Okay. I didn't get it very good either on that one. I'm going to go back because I think it adds a lot of detail when you get those middles. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put that in the wash. I've got a plastic tub that I put all my things in since I don't have a sink up here, and I just carry them downstairs and wash them later. Okay, so there are those. Lay those over here. Go to the next one, and I think I'll change my colorway and try some greens and browns. Okay, and turn my page over. And I picked some stencils out ahead of time, so let's see. See if I can combine a couple of them. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to use, oh my goodness, I love the crushed olive and I love the moss, and then I love them with these colors down here. So I'm going to try the moss. Forest moss is the name of it, which is kind of a deep color. I don't usually use it because it seems kind of dark, but it doesn't look that dark. Wow, it's not nearly as dark as it came out on my palette, is it? And then let me try the Lucky Clover. Wow, that almost looks like the crushed olive. Let me look at this. I think I've got those switched. I think this is the crushed olive. Yeah, I think I got the lid switched on these. That does not look like. Okay, so let me regroup here. I'm going to put that away. That is the crushed olive, and this is the forest moss. So maybe I just need to use those two combinations. Yeah, there we go. Okay, life makes sense again. And I can continue this pattern with this one because I just overlap the line of design and just keep going. All right then, I'm going to come over here and keep going with that pattern. Okay, now I wonder if that's, no, I was gonna, well, I might be able to get away with it. Let me see. I mean, I could. I'm just gonna kind of fill in that middle row there. So if it goes, it'll go into the fold. It won't be that noticeable, but at least it's more continuous. And then we have one more. Got kind of a big design here. I actually think I'm going to keep using these colors. I like these colors together a lot. Or maybe I just want to do the leaves with this and then do the flowers with a different color. All right, so I'm going to put that away. And then I'm going to get the blues and do, even though there aren't that many blue flowers, I guess I could use purple. That would be more realistic. Wilted violet, I think, for the flowers, because that should look good with this green anyway. And then just kind of hit this like that. And I will do it up here too. So those are the ones I'm going to stencil. Now, whoops. Actually, I should not put these away, because what I'm going to do now is go back to the ones that I did the other day that I decoupaged, and I am going to cut this excess paper off for one thing. And remember, I told you to go back and sand it with a sanding block. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so that is that. So now I'm going to go back and add stenciling to these and try to coordinate colors a little bit. So I'm going to get my reds out and use my worn lipstick. I think that will go pretty well. And geometric, which will be, I think, a nice contrast. Ooh, that's got some yellow in it. I'm just going to kind of overlap some of this geometric pattern. Maybe run it off the edge a little bit here, which probably there'll be pockets, but you never know. Okay. Got a smaller geometric kind of pattern. And I'm going to try the aged mahogany. It looks like it matches that dark red on that flower. Let's see what happens with that. And then again, that fossilized, well, the wild honey maybe. I think that's the one that had the red in it, but we'll see. Okay, I wasn't thinking, was I? This is going to go here, and that doesn't really go with that. So I'm going to regroup, and I do want to put some of this down here on here. Yeah, and up here. Okay. All right, so let me see if I can back my way out of this right here. Where's my blue? Let's see, where am I? Maybe my cracked pistachio would work. I don't know. We'll see. Just kind of trying to overpower it with some. Turned into mud. Okay, so this might be a page that ends up having something glued over it, because that does happen. Okay. All right, let's try this one. Let's see. This has this color in it. It may just be picking it up from the stencil itself, so I'm going to turn it over. It looks like I maybe need to use some of my distress ink. What is that called? Refurbisher, for lack of a better word. I think I can get away with the same color over here. This one, well, golly, kind of the same color, so I'm going to keep going. And let's see, is there another color I need to use? Maybe the lemonade would look good with. I don't use that one. In fact, I don't know if I've ever used the lemonade. Doesn't look like I have. It looks like it might have dried up, actually. It doesn't really show up very much. So light. Okay, well that might be why it doesn't get used. Kind of want another color on that. And that red, I think I'll use this Festive Berries, it's called. Let's see what happens with that. Don't use bright red very often. Use it up here and see what happens. All right, not too bad. Maybe down here a little bit. And there's red on that too, so maybe a touch of red up here, maybe. Okay. All right. It's easy to get carried away. Oh, I've got one more. I've got one more to do. Okay. All right. Let me put this over here. And this is kind of crying out for a geometric, I feel like. So I'm looking at these colors, but this is a separate page, so I honestly don't have to do that. So let me see, what else do I have? Well, I kind of like this pattern. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna do something different. I'm just use this brushed corduroy, which is a brown. So very neutral. And, well, I tell you what, I guess I'll use this moss with that brown and see how that looks. It's pretty neutral. All right. Okay, that's pretty. I love neutrals, so that works out. Refresher, that's what I was trying to think of a minute ago. My ink refresher. It's a spray bottle of liquid, and you spray it on your distress inks, and it makes them last longer and wets them again, so you can use them for a little bit longer. And then I get the refresher bottles of ink and just drip them onto these pads so that you don't have to buy new ones. So just know that that is a possibility when you run out of ink. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now I'm going to use some stamps. And I'm just hoping I don't get too carried away here, but you know, the thing about junk journaling is if you don't like what you did, you can always just glue a piece of paper over it. So that's the comfort I have. Let me see if I can just get away with using hickory smoke. And this is a Tim Holtz stamp of just some handwriting. do love that pretty much any time. So let me try not to overdo that, but and these definitely need a little bit of something. So let me see. Now I've got this crazy one of Tim Holtz, and I think I need the black. Let me go get my black stamp pad. I can never remember to ink these this way. I always end up pressing them into the ink. I guess this is to keep the ink off your fingers, possibly. I'm never clear on why we do it that way, but I get that giant 5. Okay, I think stop on all those, and I'm going to switch over to this Crackle, which is another Tim Holtz stamp. Okay, I've got those put away, and I forgot what I was going to do was stamp on this brown paper. So I've got a couple of stamps here laying, just happen to be laying here. And so I'm just going to stamp this feather around, and let's see, I guess that's enough. And so what I'm going to do is take a couple of these sheets that I kept back that need something on the back of them, and I'm just going to glue this brown paper to the backs of them. You need to stay away from that because that will get on this and move around and make a mess. So I'm going to use my gel medium if I can get it open, and this brush. Man, this is some. Okay, so I am just gonna try to hurry while this is dried out. Hope this works okay. So all matte medium is, in case you haven't used it, is just paste basically. Reminds me of paste like we used in grade school. And I'm trying to hurry before it dries. And I'm just going to mash that down and see if I can get it to stick. Ooh, that does not want to stick. I think it might be too dry. Okay, well, okay, I'm going to try some of my decoupage glue then and improvise. It's a little thin for this, but it will work. They're basically, I think, all made out of the same material, just different thicknesses. If we could figure out what the ingredients were, we could probably make our own and save some money, but I think I actually had a recipe for that somewhere. And then I have one more page I want to glue on. I'm still going to, well, I'll just put it on here and see if I can get it to. Don't do what I'm doing. This is probably a gamble. Doing this on top of a paper that's got wet glue on it. I have another container of that up there on my shelf that I probably need to get out. And all right, and then I'm gonna, even though I said that's gonna go through, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Let's see what happens. This is so dry, it may not do it. And I will probably have to go around when it's dry and glue it on any edges it didn't glue on. And I should probably wait till it's dry, but that would be too sensible. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it now. So I don't know, you should leave me in the comments. You know, I just do what I do and I let you guys see what I do, bad and good. And I don't know if that's smart or not. A lot of people, you know, edit and take out all the things that they mess up and do wrong. Well, I don't do that. So let me know. If you find this alarming and disconcerting, let me know, and maybe I'll stop doing it. Okay, so there's what the backs will look like. And I kind of wanted to flip it over so I could press it down. Make sure I got all the glue smashed out if there was any in there. Okay, I kind of like that. Good thing, huh? And then cut this one out. I could have just folded that over the edge and glued it, couldn't I? Okay, and here's this one. That looks good too. Okay. All right, so I think that I have all my backs done this time. I still need to go around and distress ink everything, and so I think I will do that off camera. You don't need to watch me do that. And when we come back, we'll go on to the next thing. So thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget this one, this one, this one, and that one. And I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.